Okay. Made it to day 14 of the Advent calendar, so Legay is going to talk to us today about the animals of the nativity scene.
Yes, I am. But what do you think belongs in the nativity scene?
Um, well, I believe the nativity scene is specifically portraying like the moment Christ is born in the manger, the stable, and all that stuff, isn't it? So, in my
Yes.
opinion, I would say the nativity scene animals should only be animals that you typically find in like a barn, right? Maybe a donkey. I think that makes sense because people rode on donkeys in that kind of time period as well, with the wise men, for example. Um, and so yeah, donkeys, maybe camels. I could see camels because they were like in the Middle East, weren't they? Maybe horses, cows, chickens. Probably nothing else really beyond those, in my own opinion.
So what's with the shepherds?
I suppose the sheep, right? Okay,
Yes,
that's
right.
fair. Well, yeah, I suppose I didn't really put that together in my head. That was a blunder on my
So
part. I'll admit.
that is why you have sheep around for the nativity scene, but also for Easter. So around Easter, Christ is the lamb, and around Christmas, it's the shepherds who see the Star of Bethlehem.
Hmm. Right.
So they're coming in, and you're absolutely right. So the most common animals would be the ox and the ass. You said cow and donkey. That's fine. Camels and sheep. And we could cut it off right here because there are no more nativity animals.
I mean, I feel like I've seen deer in a nativity scene once, right? Which
Oh,
is
we're coming
weird.
to the deer next topic.
So I'm not just making that up. I had a funny feeling that yeah, I had seen that before. I find that weird. Like, how would that work?
Right. Reindeer, obviously. But I have to show you some things. So the nativity scenes here, there's a bunch of the animals included. So those are the most common nativity scenes. This is the ox and the donkey. Maybe you know this already, but the ox and the donkey are not animals that are eaten or used for production of wool or milk or anything else. They're working animals, so they're
Yeah.
domesticated animals, and they are actually animals that are used to contact with humans, which is why you can move in with them because it's not some ox that is fed to be slaughtered that has little contact with humans, but it's one that is used to pull a plow, for example. So that would be a tame animal, and you could keep it around a child.
Yep.
Okay, and do you know what is the difference between an ass and a donkey?
No. No, I don't.
Okay, I'll give you the words. The Latin word for donkey is asinus.
Okay.
And some people think that the name Asia, the continent Asia, is named after donkeys, but it's actually a northeast African animal. The African wild donkey is the donkey that others were domesticated from. And the word Asia comes from the word Asu, which is an Assyrian word that means east.
Hmm.
So, no relation there. Asia is not the continent of donkeys, to make this clear.
Good
Donkey is a much
clarification.
younger word. So the word donkey comes from the 18th century and it's 18th century slang, which means that weirdly enough, although you can use ass as a as an insult nowadays, it's actually the proper word for donkey, and donkey is the slang and is the insult.
How about that? Huh.
Okay, last thing, because we're moving on quickly today, is what type of camel would the kings have brought in? Because there are two.
I think they tend to show the bottom one more,
Yes, nowadays it's the bottom one
but
because
I would
this
think the top one would be better for like riding stability, right?
Yes, you can ride both, but the top one with the two humps is the Bactrian camel, and that is the typical camel of the Silk Road. So if they came from the east, if they were Persians, they would have used Bactrian camels. They have a lot less problems with temperature, so you can keep them in super hot temperatures, but also in very, very cold temperatures, like minus 40 degrees Celsius in Central Asia. They're equipped for both, and the dromedary is the lower one with just one hump. The dromedary is from the region. It exists in East Africa, in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East. So, this is why people are using the dromedary for this scene nowadays, because it fits the country somehow, but it's not the animal that the three kings probably rode on. I mean, it looks really cute when you look at this one. But the Silk Road camel would be this one. So you can see that is the Bactrian camel. They're very, very furry. They have two humps, and you can ride them in very cold and very hot temperatures. That would have been the animal that the kings used because that is the typical Silk Road transport animal.
Yeah, I've ridden a camel in the Canary Islands, so it's pretty fun.
Which one? The Bactrian or the
Back
dromedary?
the Bactrian for sure.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, we're done for today. We can go home now.
Day 14! Thank you so much to my YouTube members and Patreon members for all the love and support. It's thanks to people like you that we can keep growing.